Welcome back everybody to Orange Trek Outlaws. Today we're going to tackle this 3 Blind Mice 51 Hudson Hornet Matchbox build for the month of July. So I've got a really cool paint job in mind for this bad boy here. Last time we did the Hudson Hornet, it was more race car themed. Did a little digging around and I found a cool concept I think I want to go with on the paint chopper here that's gonna not be race car themed, gonna be more hot rod themed. I think it's gonna be pretty cool if I can pull it off. So first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna get this thing taken apart here, get a quick look at it. Not a bad little casting here. Be much better if the base was, or the chassis was metal instead of plastic, but what are you gonna do? We're gonna get this thing taken apart and take a look at what we got to work with. Definitely going to do a wheel swap on here. Definitely going to do a new paint job. I got a really cool flame paint job I think in mind for this old hot rod looking style. So that's what I'm going to be going for here. But after you get these posts drilled off, get them little rings pop off the post, and the chassis should pop right off here. Usually if it doesn't pop right off, you can pry your screwdriver in there a little bit and kind of help it along, but it should come right apart. So normal 4-piece set here. We got our plastic chassis. Got some wheels that are pretty well undesirable, so we're going to be doing a wheel swap there. Interior, very basic. It's going to just doll that up a little bit, and we have our chassis or our body here. So since this is the police version, we ground off the lights and stuff on the top of the roof there. Since we're going to go hot rod style, we're not going to go cop style. So after we ground those things off, throw it in the sandblaster. Now we're in the wire wheel booth here. We're going to get it cleaned up and get ready for our paint process. So should be okay once we get all this residue here cleaned off. We'll get a look at the body here. We'll get any lines fixed, and any dye lines fixed, that is, and any problems with any of the window openings or any of that. We'll get a file in there and clean those up here, and then we'll clean it with a little soapy water and get it ready for paint. So this thing looks in really good shape. Actually, I think it's going to be a cool little hot rod. What we're going to do is start with a little flat black primer. We're going to hit this thing pretty good. There were just a little bit of file marks on top of the roof there, but after I hit this with a couple coats of this primer, it should fill that in, smooth it out, be nice and fresh, ready for some paint. So nice light coat here, primer. It is rattle can, so be careful. It's so it doesn't run and you lay too much on, but it does dry fast. Go a couple coats, it should work out pretty well. I use black first just because it fills and coats a little bit nicer than the white does, but I'm going to hit it with another coat with the white over top, pretty much because I want to go with a lighter primer to set my base coat on instead of black. So as far as the base coat goes, I'm going to go with a dark pearl blue. I'm going to throw a little candy Caribbean blue in there to kind of help that along a little bit, and we're going to throw some hot rod sparkle in there to really make that thing pop. Some 40-30, some balancing clear, a little 40-12 for the reducer. So this is kind of what it looks like once we get it all mixed up and in the gun, and we're going to get this thing coated with a nice even first coat and see how it looks. It's probably going to take a handful of coats since it is going over white. We want to get this thing nice, deep, dark looking blue. So we'll keep on coating this on nice and light until we can get pretty much the desired blue that we're looking for. So You know, I didn't want to do it over the black because I just kind of thought that that undercoat would just not make the blue pop as much as the white would. So that's why I felt like put the white under there. But as you can see, we're layering it on, and it is getting into a darker, nice darker blue that we're looking for. Not quite there yet, but we're going to keep layering it on here. And you can see though, when I turn it, as the light hits it, you can see some of that sparkle come through. So it looks like it is working, and it's kind of taking the shape that I'm looking for. You can see that all that sparkle and that pearl really kind of coming out in some of that, and that light there. Once I get some clear on there, it's going to be awesome. But after we achieved our blue color, we're going to put the negative masking on here for some flames, and we're going to cover with some sealer white, and we're going to try to put some nice white flames in the front of the car here. So, you know, I was really kind of hoping for somewhat of a fade from all white, pearl white in the front, and fade back in the flames to a lighter blue than the body color blue. We'll just kind of see how that. We'll see how it turns out. You know, being a darker color underneath there, that the white's it's gonna take a little bit of time to coat over that and try to cover it up, at least in the front, what we're looking for. And I'm thinking to get the fade to the back, I might hit it with a little bit of a lighter candy blue to just kind of get the flame tips and see if I can't get that kind of effect. So kind of got a white base coat going here, and we're going to put another coat of some pearl white with some hot rod sparkle in it, and as usual, add the 40-30 and the 40-12 and spray this bad boy down and see if we can't get a nice white to pop on there. Hopefully it you know, it covers well, and you won't be able to see that blue under. It doesn't look as bad as it does. It's more white than it looks here in this picture, but once we get the tape off there, it should change. But we're going to put a little candy blue in there and just try to hit the back tips of the flames and try to get that part faded back and see how it looks. Hopefully there will be a little bit of difference in the blues between the body color and then the fade on the tips of the flames, but we'll see here. I'm just going to try to darken the tips up just a little bit more. Really not going to do a whole lot here, but we're going to get that taken off and get the clear coat on it, let it dry out, and we've got our interior here. It's basically just used a little bit of white to sharpen it up. For our body, I did paint that with some black flat primer and put some chrome details on there, put some nice white Real Riders swap on there, and take a look at our body here, fresh out of the clear coat. I think it looks pretty darn sick. Nice pearl sparkle blue with those faded white flames to the back. I think it turned out just about as expected. I think it looks pretty awesome. So we're going to go ahead and put this thing back together, throw the windshield in, throw the interior in. I'm going to pop this detailed base back on here. I think this car is really going to pop with those white wheels. Should look pretty cool. Not to mention, you know, the chrome grill and the front and rear bumper. Just a couple little, you know, accents to kind of set the car off. So once we get her all screwed together here and polished up, we will get this thing on the turntable under some light, some better light, and see if we can't get some of that pearl, not sparkle, to really pop on the turntable. I think it will. I think you guys are going to like it. So while we're putting this back together, I want to thank the Three Blind Mice again for hosting another one of these challenges. They are a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing what everybody else comes up with this Hudson Hornet challenge. But anyway, guys, I think I pretty much got this wrapped up as I drop it. That's nice. But anyway, here's what we started with here. We got the 51 Hudson Hornet Matchbox police car. Pretty big transformation, I think, from where we started. Wheel swap paint job, a little bit of body altering there on the roof, and those little lights there on the front corners of the A-pillars. Those came off too. So this is what we ended up with. A cool little hot rod here, some pearl hot rod sparkle blue with some pearl white faded flames going to the back. I just thought this was a real classic, classy, hot rod looking car, so I think it would be pretty cool if I saw this going down the road. I'd take a second look for sure. But anyway, guys, thanks again for watching another one of my custom videos here. Check out the other ones I've done. Check out some of those restorations, the red line restorations, and got a lot of races. If you guys are into that, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you haven't already, leave me a comment below. I'll always like to read those and see what everybody's thinking. Can't wait to see everybody else's projects. Should be a fun weekend of YouTubing, at least for some of the mornings. But anyway, guys, thanks again, and I will see y'all on the next build. See ya.